Kadivar, Director of Strategic Marketing at Samsung, and I'm here to talk to you about our green memory technology. When we talk about green memory technology, we're actually talking about two entities that Samsung offers. On the one hand, the green SSD, and on the other hand, the green DDR3. So let's put both these technologies in the context of an application, and in particular in the context of a system. And here we're going to be talking to you about the benefits of the green memory in servers. So here we've got actually two scenarios. These are two identical systems. They're both populated with Intel Xeon E5620 processors operating at 2.4 gigahertz. And the difference between these two systems is that we've basically populated them, one with a standard DDR3. The standard DDR3 here is defined by a 50 nanometer class 1.5 volt solution. A total of 96 gigabyte is populating the server, and it's using 8 gigabyte registered DIMMs that are using the 2 gigabit component. On the storage side, in this particular scenario, we're talking about 12 15K RPM drives. These RPM drives are about 300 gigabytes each. Now, the next server is what we call a green server, and what it entails is basically the green memory technology. So on the memory front, we're using our most advanced Samsung solution. It's a 20 nanometer class 1.35 volt solution. We're also populating it with 8 gigabyte registered DIMMs based on 2 gigabit components in order to have an apple-to-apple comparison from a density perspective. On the storage front, we're actually leveraging two 256 gigabyte SSD solutions from Samsung. These are the PM830 solutions. As you can see, first of all, in terms of the SSD quantity versus the hard drive, we're leveraging less SSDs, but we're actually running both systems on similar applications. And you can already notice that in terms of component count, we're dealing with less components, 2 components as opposed to 12, and yet we're going to achieve significant performance. And we can look at it on the screen later on. But let me address one critical mass. The first critical mass is the power consumption. Actually, leveraging this new technology is allowing us to reduce the power consumption from 117 watts down to 65 watts. That is a significant reduction of about 67%. Temperature-wise, the more conservative solution is operating at about 136 degrees Fahrenheit as opposed to 105.5 degrees Fahrenheit. So what are the implications of both a reduced power consumption and reduced temperature? Well, first of all, you're going to have a different fan consideration. The more standard solution, and what we call standard is using standard technology, is basically going to require more cooling and more fans. In the green server that is leveraging basically the green memory and storage solution, you're dealing with a much quieter system, you're dealing with a cooler system, and therefore you're dealing with less fan usage and also less cooling costs. I just wanted to also bring to your attention, and you can see it in the video, or actually if you can see it here, is look at the noise, but also the impact in the back of this difference of operation. Look at the noise that this system is generating versus the green server. Now imagine if you're in a data center, what the implications are also in terms of decibels. Let's walk a little bit now in terms of the performance. One of the beauty of SSDs is its incredible IOPS, and not only IOPS in terms of operations in comparison to the hard drive, but also the IOPS per watt. What you see here on the graph is several metrics that highlight again the ability that the green server is providing you. On the one hand, if you look at the performance on the TPS level, you're looking at about 10.5x increase between the usage of the green SSD as opposed to a standard hard drive. If you look now at the power consumption of the two systems, you can see that the green server, which is highlighted here with the green graph, is consuming far less power than the standard server. And as I mentioned earlier on, the only difference between these two servers is one is using the advanced technology versus the other one, the standard. And here you can, as you can see, we're dealing with about 60% less power consumption. Temperature-wise, I brought it up earlier on, 26 degrees Fahrenheit less in the green server. So what this entails is that it does make a difference in terms of which memory and which storage you use. And at the end of the day, when we're talking about efficiency, scaling, simplicity, as well as increasing the performance while reducing the power, it does matter which components you're using. And so these are clear indications that not all memory and not all storage is equal. So our partnership with Dell is really important for several reasons. One is that you're having two leaders really looking at solutions that helps the end user and coming together in a very cooperative and collaborative manner to talk about architectures of the future and looking at what solutions can best address the problems of the end user. And we're really happy to work with Dell and expand this partnership not only today as a main supplier, but in the future, and always bringing value-add solutions that make a difference to the end user. And I'll invite you to often take a look at our website. It is basically samsung.com/greenmemory. There you can find some latest information about some of the ability that our green memory technology enables. And obviously I recommend you to look also at the Dell section where you can see also a broad portfolio of solutions that Dell provides in the enterprise space. Thank you very much.